To push ahead to what folks will have their eye on, and we start over in Europe, where leaders there scheduled to meet for a big summit in Brussels.
And of course, on the agenda is more military assistance to Ukraine, including air defense system, but also they're going to revive the idea of a capital markets union, which is a decade-long idea to remove some national barriers between their different economies.
Yeah, that was actually the original intent of this whole thing, but obviously the Iran-Israeli situation really changed that. And we're going to have some couple of big testimonies on Congress tomorrow. We're going to start with Boeing. Committee hearings are scheduled, including one with one of those Boeing whistleblowers.
Yeah, there are going to be two separate committees. They'll overlap for a little bit, but a lot of questions about, what the company did to safeguard its processes, its manufacturing processes. We know Congress has called Boeing a broken safety culture.
We also get another hearing on Capitol Hill, this time in front of the Workforce Committee, and this involving the Columbia University president.
Yeah, and of course, this is in response to anti-Semitism charges on the Columbia campus. We know that she wasn't able to attend the previous hearing last year when Harvard, MIT, and Penn's presidents attended, and we saw the resignation thereafter of the Penn and Harvard president.
We also get some economic data, if you will. It's Fed Beige book, anecdotal data, we should point out. That comes at 2 p.m. And we get quite a few earnings as well, including some critical ones. ASML, that's coming before the bell. I'm actually really interested in that, particularly after what we heard out of TSMC just a couple weeks ago.
That's a really good point. And this is really the European market's only way to address semiconductors and the AI play. So what ASML says will be critical, especially when it comes to China, because it has a way in that perhaps the other semiconductor makers don't.
More bank earnings tomorrow morning. U.S. Bancorp and Citizens as the regionals kick things off. And then after the bell, a few interesting companies as well. SL Green, I'm interested in, a big read on the property market, but a couple others as well, Scarlett.
Alcoa will be interesting given the sanctions on Russian metals.
Yes.
And a CSX, another transport company, after we heard from J.B. Hunt today.
And then we get Discover Financial. I know the whole tie-up with Capital One kind of makes the results themselves moot, but I am curious to hear just about some of the consumer spending trends and whether the economic data is actually being
whether we're paying
to
our
us.
credit card bills.
Yeah, absolutely.